Dearest Super Friends, this is Lady Elena from Technically a Conversation, and I've got some tea to spill. If you would like to receive that tea 1 week early, ad-free, and get some really cool stickers that are voted by you, then please subscribe to our Patreon. I really don't want to start an OnlyFans page, and your Tío Pepe from Sunland Park has already resorted to selling feet pics on the interwebs. And Lord knows what Isela will get herself into. Please help stop the madness. Lucky for you, all we are asking for is $2 a month as opposed to the $5 Tío Pepe is charging per toe. And who knows, we might throw in some feet pics in there for you for subscribing, if you're into that kind of thing, of course. But those will cost you more than the $2. Support us by logging into patreon.com/technicallyaconversation or check our show notes.
Astrology goes all the way back to the 3rd millennium BCE. This means your sign is actually not what you probably think. What does psychology say about why people are drawn to astrology? Also, let's dig into a study out of Sweden set to gauge astrology believers on a narcissistic scale and gauge IQ. The results might shock you. Get the details next on Technically a Conversation. Greetings, super friends. Welcome to another episode of Technically a Conversation. Here, we like to share an interesting topic or story with each other, which we've recently learned and hope you find it interesting too. I'm one half of your host, Cicela. Joining me as always is the new progressive lenses, Jose, donning Jose. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. Yeah, you were extolling the praises of your new glasses and I might have to join you with that. I don't know. Stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about getting old is your vision continues getting worse.
Hey, but we get 1 day closer to retirement.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we get 1 day closer to death.
Well, that's another way to look at it, too. Thanks a lot. I was having a good day up until that shit. Just kidding.
On the bright side, when I die, I don't have to worry about wearing glasses.
Right. That's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah.
Or waking up early to go to work.
Oh my God. That waking up early part, I think I would kind of sort of still do a little bit. Like, not going to lie.
Mm-mm.
I think that's why older people wake up so early. They're like, it could be any day now. This is going to be my last day. I'm going to fucking make the most of it. And they're like waking up at 5 a.m. and shit.
Maybe it's different for somebody that suffers with insomnia. But the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, the day that I retire, is being able to just wake up when my body wakes up naturally.
That is pretty sweet.
Either that or death, because then I don't have to worry about waking up. Whichever comes first.
Well, I hope it's not the latter. I'll just tell you that.
I hope so either. But you know me, I always like to look at the bright side on everything. The ever wide-eyed optimist.
Yeah, you are a ray of sunshine, of course. Hey, I was thinking, way back in the day, do you remember those plastic 8 balls that like you would ask it a question like on the 8-ball part and then, I don't know if you would shake it and then you like turn it over and then it would like supposedly give you an answer?
Yeah, you would ask it, am I going to go out with such and such person? And then it would say unfucking likely or whatever.
Oh, God, yours were, I don't know what kind you were playing with. That sounds pretty rough. That's funny. I always wanted one of those. And I think I had like a little keychain one, but it didn't work as well. So I still kind of like me quedé con las ganas. Like I still stayed in that little like mindset of like, I still want one type of thing. You know what I mean?
So you had like the Dollar Tree version of it.
I did. Yeah. Well, I thought it was small and cute. Not all things that are small are cute, by the way, guys. I'm just going to.
That's what she said. Yeah.
I know. That's exactly where I was going. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this to you before, but somewhere along the same lines anyway. A long time ago, my little sister, this is way before she went to middle school, she and I had gone Christmas shopping and it was at Target and they had these small, like little electronic Yodas, also where you could ask it a question, squeeze his left hand, and he would give you an answer. Dude, I wanted it so bad, but I was supposed to be shopping for like others, not for me, right? So guess what I did?
You bought one.
I did not. I whispered into his giant ear, his giant tiny ear. I said, should I buy you? And then I squeezed his little hand, and then he said, no, I answer, or however he said it, right?
Unfucking likely, I believe.
Exactly.
I actually do have one of those.
Oh, yes. Those are freaking cool as fuck, right?
Yeah, I don't know where it is anymore, but I do have one.
Oh, nice. So I thought, even though you're 7 inches tall, you're a big man, Yoda. I got to leave you behind, right? So I left. Then Christmas time comes. My little sister had bought it for me for Christmas.
Aw, that's sweet.
I do know where mine is. Da, 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 da.
Oh my God. You even have it in the box and everything.
Oh, yeah. It's a collector item. You should see how much they're worth. So let's ask it a question. What do you want to answer? Go. I'll squeeze his left hand.
Let's see, a question. I don't know if I have any questions.
Something fun. Oh, what was it back in the day? Were you gonna sleep with some girl? Unfucking likely. He'll say. I'm just kidding. I mean,
Well, let's keep it Star Wars. I haven't watched the latest episode of The Acolyte. It's been kind of slow. So is the newest episode going to be... Well, I guess you have to ask it a yes and no question, right?
yeah, is it gonna be good or whatever?
Yeah. So is the newest episode of The Acolyte going to be good?
Yeah, is Jose gonna like it? Let's see. I hope like the microphone catches it. Oh,
Unfucking likely.
Shut up. My batteries are now dead.
If it's still in the box,
Oh.
those batteries have probably leaked and you have a mess of corrosion inside of poor little Yoda.
Yoda's not working, guys. I'm squeezing his little left hand. That's a shame. Yoda's dead.
It's probably not worth a shitload anymore.
Oh, damn it.
Although you can use Q-tip and vinegar to clean some of the corrosion.
Yeah, you can use soda too. Just BT dubs. Like Coca-Cola. Well, I really liked it. It was really fun.
And now you have something to do this weekend.
Yeah, I get to finally take it out of its box so I can see how it changes his batteries. Sadness, guys. What a bummer. Anyway, okay, remember our little Yoda because he's going to come into play a little bit later.
Okay.
Do you know anybody who really believes in astrology? Like reads their horoscope? And, I do have a cousin who's like, every time I talk about someone that I'm dating, he's like, what's his sign? And then he'll see if like mine matches his or something. It's really cute.
I think a few of our super friends might be into it.
It's a common thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing as tarot card reading, but I assume it's along the same lines. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I guess, yeah, this is definitely astrology. So you don't know anybody who like follows their sign?
No, not really.
Okay, this is good.
But I think the astrology and tarot card reading Venn diagram is pretty big.
Yeah, I don't really know how the tarot cards work at all.
Neither do I. I just think the pictures look cool.
Yeah, and now they have all these other kinds of pictures too. So now the tarot deck looks kind of fun. So today's conversation, it's jam-packed. Okay, we're chatting about the science that astrology is based on. That's what you heard. Astrology has a little bit of science, guys.
I'm skeptical, but I will listen with an open mind.
Of course, I know you will. A short bit of the history of astrology, why people are attracted to it from like a psychology standpoint, and the biggest selling point of this episode, why your sign is most likely not what you think. What? Don't know. Do you hear that, Jose?
Does that have something to do with the Gregorian calendar when it was adopted?
Something like that, yeah. No, I heard a bunch of hearts breaking from our super friends. They were like, what? No. Just kidding. So time to dust off that old star chart of yours, because this is our astrology episode. I've affectionately called Your Sun Sign is Probably Different.
I have my star chart right here, so I'm ready to follow along.
All right. Vamos, amigos. The following information is from a space.com article. What's your sign? It might not be what you think it is. An astronomy.com article. Your zodiac sign is probably wrong. A Time magazine article. Are zodiac signs real? And a YouTube video by the world-renowned astrophysicist and Hayden Planetarium director, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And he was explaining your zodiac is wrong. Or your zodiac sign, rather, is wrong. So let's talk about the origins of astrology. According to Britannica, it started in the 3rd millennia BCE, before Christian era. Can you believe that?
Wow.
In Mesopotamia. Then it spread to India. I mean, dude, first of all, I didn't know it went that far back. Astrology. Did you know it went that far back?
I didn't. I had an idea that it probably has been around for at least a few hundred years, but not a few thousand years.
Yeah, I know this is going to sound mean, but I thought that it was like a fun party trick type of type of thing, not like the 3rd millennia BCE. Like, damn, son. So next, let's cover what astrology really is, and also the science part. So here it is. So let's visualize. For those who have aphantasia, sorry for you guys. Imagine a line from Earth through Earth into the sun's direction and then beyond.
Is this back when the Earth was flat, or is the Earth round now? It'll help me visualize.
It's still round.
Okay, so we already knew the Earth was round.
Yes. So as it's turning, as the Earth is revolving around the sun, there's a line or a path. And that line that's going through the sun is actually called the zodiac belt. There are 12 signs in the zodiac belt that is basically just like a set of stars, or specifically constellations, known as your zodiac sign. So where the sun is passing through when you're born, that's your sign. Usually that's what people are asking when they say, oh, what's your sign? You know, they're talking about your sun's sign. Speaking of, do you know what your sign is?
I am a Scorpio. I think that's a water sign or something, no?
I don't know anything about water. I should find out. Let me do some Googling during our break.
Okay.
All I know is mine is a Taurus. I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, those are pretty good cars.
Yeah. A bull needs water too, so maybe it's also a water sign. I don't know.
I think yours is a land sign or something.
It's like with the fire, earth, and water type of thing. Is that what that is?
Maybe it's earth, wind, and fire. No.
I like that band. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I'll admit that I'm pretty ignorant to that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. As you can tell, I don't know anything other than what my sign is. I do know that Tauruses are supposed to be stubborn.
I think Scorpios are supposed to be assholes. So in that sense, I do...
Yeah. You're like, that checks. Yes.
Yeah, I do align with my star sign in that aspect.
You're not an asshole. If you were an asshole, I would not be friends with you. You already know that.
I think you're much too kind. Just like most Tauruses that I know.
Oh, yeah, right. Classic Taurus.
You are such a Taurus, yeah. Is it Taurus or Torres?
Well, I guess unless my future husband's last name is Torres. Okay, so back to history.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Babylonians also had the same constellation split up as the Greek, but it just went by different names. So the Babylonians called it like the scales, the twins, the lion, which are basically the same exact constellation. The scales were Libra, twins. I don't even know what they are.
Gemini?
Oh, yeah. Gemini. There you go. Look at you. You do know.
Which one is the lion, though? Oh, that's Leo.
Leo.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think my brother and my dad are Leos. And my godson.
Yeah, I think like August or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Because the Earth rotates on an axis, there's a small little wobble. This is technically called the precession. This actually changes the sky about 1 degree per average lifetime. And being that it was set up so long ago, this is a listen up moment, y'all. From the time astrology originated, the sky has shifted so much that the constellations are different now for the monthly split of the zodiac signs, which means, good sir, drumroll please, you are not the father. I'm sorry. You are not a Scorpio. You are a Libra. The scales.
So I think that would make me somebody that would be easygoing. So yeah, then this whole thing is fake because I am not easygoing.
Well, I don't know what that part means, but that's just that's where the science ends for astrology.
Oh.
Dun dun. Okay. Congratulations, folks. You've done it again. I'm just kidding. No, but that is where the science ends as far as what sign you are. But there is absolutely no science about the characteristics or traits of any zodiac sign. As in, it's all made up. You might as well be talking about who's a Snufflepuff or a whatever those things are called. You know, those Harry Potter houses. So.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
But if you're not a Torres anymore, do you know what you are now?
I am an Aries, which just means I'm still cool. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But for shiggles, let's go over the strengths and weaknesses of our real signs according to Vogue India. Because India, you know, that's where it went like first or immediately after it was started. So I figured Indians definitely know. Libras, this is you, or your real sign. You are empathetic, but indecisive. Do you agree with that?
I'm very indecisive. Don't you see how long it takes me to pick a question every time you ask me a question on the podcast?
That is... That is very true. You know what? You're pretty empathetic, actually. Like, I've told you stories and you're like, oh, pobrecita, like you feel bad for somebody or whatever.
I am. I'm very empathetic to people, especially like young kids, seniors, and animals.
Ah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, me too. Yeah. My real sign is an Aries, and they are competitive but insecure.
And I think you're one of the most secure people I know, though.
I'm okay, for sure. I was going to say, I can agree that maybe once upon a time, maybe in my 20s, that was true. Like, I can wholeheartedly agree. I was very competitive, probably insecure, but I think everyone is in the 20s. That's why the 30s, that's awesome. You're like, fucking love it or leave this. Sorry. You know what I mean? That's just supposedly what it says.
What about our fake signs?
Our fake signs. Okay. You would be Scorpio, right?
Yes.
So Scorpio, you are intense but secretive. Are you secretive? No, you're like very open book.
Yeah. I'll tell like a homeless guy on the street all my problems, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude. You're so funny. Let me see what mine is. I am loyal but stubborn. Oh, yeah, this is it. Loyal to a fault. That's not true. I've broken up with people for very silly things. That's terrible.
Somehow you still managed to remain my friend. So I think that maybe you are pretty loyal.
Oh, yeah. You're so funny. You're so funny. Okay, so that was fun. I will give you the breakdown of what the true sign is and what the dates are for our super friends. Really quickly, we're going to go through 12 of them. Bear with me. Aries, you're April 19th through May 14th. Taurus, May 15th through June 20th. Gemini, June 21st to July 20th. Cancer, July 21st to August 10th. Leo, August 11th to September 16th. Virgo, September 17th to October 31st. Libra, November 1st to November 24th. Scorpio, November 25th through December 17th. Sagittarius, December 18th to January 19th. Capricorn, January 20th to February 16th. Aquarius, February 17th through March 11th. And Pisces, March 12th through April 18th. Those are your real signs, y'all. I know. It's crazy, but it's very true. And that's just where the science ends.
I think for Leos, it stayed the same, no? Because it's still in August.
Yes, August 11th through September 16th. What would their normal ones be?
I know that it's sometime in August just because there's so many August birthdays I have to remember. And I think they're all Leos.
So normally people think it's July 23rd to August 22nd.
Okay, so it just shifted a little bit.
A little tiny bit, yeah. It's, again, the earth on a tiny wobble. Don't hate the messenger, guys, also. So it's this part that is not based on science, but people have really taken stock into it, like for sure. For example, astrology, back in imperial times in China, it was standard to have the horoscope read for a newborn. Isn't that kind of wild?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the top 5 countries that really take this shit super seriously, like super strong belief. India, number 1. This is where it spread to first. There's a reality show that I watched as a guilty pleasure. It's called Indian Matchmaking. I absolutely love it. And this older lady, she goes around the world like matching people up, but she often discusses like with their families, what type of person that the client is seeking. And she'll even go to astrologers and say, I have this client and blah, 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 to help them find potential dates. Can you imagine? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, especially like putting so much trust in one person to find your potential spouse.
For life.
Yeah.
That's still risky. I don't know. I mean, I think you're almost better off with arranged marriages because at least the family knows the other family.
Yeah, or maybe doing duck the goose.
I don't know if that's better.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. So number 2 is China. Some employment ads are said to discourage certain signs from applying. A New Republic article said that some China employers are dead set on not hiring Virgos because of their quote unquote fussiness. Oh my God, Virgos. I think I would be a little bit like disrespected. Sri Lanka is number 3, where subscriptions to astrology magazines are more than daily news.
Wow.
Crazy. I know. 4 is Nepal, where most astrologers are said to be men. That's surprising to me.
I think when I think of astrology, the first person that pops into my head is Walter Mercado. So that's why maybe it does not seem that weird to me.
Yeah. I watched his documentary, by the way. It was really good.
I did too.
Yeah. I was like, I love him even more. All right. When we return from our commercial break, we will find out who is rounding out the top 5 countries. You might be surprised.
Welcome to Obsessively Intrigued, the podcast where we dive deep into the passions that fuel our obsessions. We're your host, Bunny,
and Lexel,
your guides on this journey into the heart of all things
tantalizing and captivating. We're here to explore the hidden gems of pop culture. Each episode is a ticket into a realm where curiosity knows no bounds.
We're not just your host, we're your fellow seekers. Because, let's face it, we're all a bit obsessive about something. And here, that's not just okay, it's celebrated. So, if you're ready to unplug from the ordinary and dive into the extraordinary,
you're in the right place.
Let's hop into it.
This is Obsessively Intrigued. Hello, and welcome to our podcast. In Season 1, we'll be exploring NBC's TV show Hannibal, where we are revisiting and sharing our thoughts about the show.
Join us as we dissect the complex characters, unravel the intricate plot lines, and explore the dark psychology behind this gripping series. Follow us on Instagram at Obsessively Intrigued, Twitter at ObsyIntrigued, that's OBSYINTRIGUED, or visit our website, www.obsessivelyintrigued.com. We'll see you in the circle of obsession.
Hello, I'm Joe Landry.
And I'm Laurie Olford.
And we are the hosts of Alien Talk Podcast. It's a show where we discuss all things concerning aliens and UFOs, and where we push the very limits of our understanding about the concept of extraterrestrial life and paranormal phenomena.
Yeah, we set out to seek the truth and find the facts pertaining to highly discussed issues about the ancient astronaut theory, the contemporary thinking in the field of ufology, and even matters involving the supernatural and the miraculous.
With each episode, we delve deeply and systematically into fascinating discussions that surround such topics. It's an insightful podcast for insightful minds.
We're 2 Arizona police detectives and former Christian ministers who are well-versed both in the studies of the Bible and in the methods of analytical investigation. We take what we know about obtaining sound evidence to solve a case and apply it to the pursuit of discovering possible truths that pertain to the existence of aliens, as well as to some of the mysteries of our universe.
So if you want to hear the intellectual side to the questions about UFOs, the hypotheses of extraterrestrial civilizations dwelling on Earth in the ancient past, and to humanity's place in the grand scheme of the cosmos, all as seen through science and religion, then check out Alien Talk Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And let your quest for knowledge take you to places you never thought you could go. And like we always say on the show, stay curious.
And we're back.
We're back.
How was your break? Did you I don't even think you can do anything with horoscopes.
With Forrest Gumps.
Horoscopes.
Oh, horoscopes.
Horoscopes, yeah. Did you read your daily horoscope?
Yeah, much like Forrest Gump, there wasn't much I could do with the horoscope.
Yeah, that's right up there.
Just answered a couple of text messages. What about you?
Just drank some water. Mama's parched. Now that my daughter is with her dad for, this month, I've just been going out drinking like every day.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I told my daughter because she had come over and I was like, I guess it's bad for my health when you're not around. She was like, oh no. So who is finishing out our top 5 countries who believe in this the most, astrology the most?
I want to say Mexico is going to be definitely on there, and the US.
Well, we already went through 4 of the 5, so we only need one more.
So Mexico and the US, I would say. No, I'm just kidding.
That's really rough math. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Walter was a big part of culture growing up. So I would say maybe Mexico, even though he was from, I think, Puerto Rico. But
yeah, he was from Puerto Rico. No, it's not Mexico. It is Britain.
What?
I know. I was really shocked too, actually. The article I read pointed out that a parliament member from 1987 to 2019, his name is David Trednick. He was a big proponent for alternative medicine and commonly said to accept astrology to improve your health.
Was he a Tory?
I don't know what he was. I thought he was crazy, though. Can you imagine Trump being like, all these charges being brought against me, they're just this witch hunt. Trust me, I'm a Capricorn. This is part of my 2024 platform. Cutting back on healthcare and everyone needs to trust in astrology.
I can see Trump doing that, actually.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Also, by the way, I don't know if he's Capricorn. I don't know when his birthday is. I'd be like, boy, bye. Come on, get out of here. It's understood that you would answer purely based on speculation, but here's my question. Why do you think people are attracted to astrology?
I think people are kind of afraid of the unknown. So I think that by using astrology, it's kind of like a cliff notes into what type of person they are. Like if I were to go to you like, hey, Salah, what sign are you? Oh, I'm a Libra or whatever. I would already have like a certain set of stereotypes like, okay, well, Libras are going to be like this. So I know whether I should continue like the friendship or talking to you. Or it's like, oh, I normally don't like Libras. Maybe I shouldn't, waste my time or whatever.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about it from that respect. But yeah, I can actually see that for sure. It's also like, well, okay, I kind of respect it. Like they're trying to save themselves some time. They're like, oh, I don't mess with these signs or whatever. You know what I mean? Which sucks though, because obviously you're just shutting out people for absolutely no reason, right?
I agree 100%.
So I read an article and it said that it is mostly used as a coping mechanism. So when there's obstacles or rough patches in people's lives, people want to know if they'll make it through or how they should navigate through a difficult situation. And when I read this, I have to say I was really like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. It's like having your private Yoda when I would ask it questions. You know what I'm saying? This is where it ties together. Like 40 minutes later, but yes.
No, I could definitely see that. And I know that a lot of people, they do use their horoscope as guidance. I think people like looking for coincidences. So when they see something that kind of matches it, they're like, oh my God, I was right. Or they're like, oh, the reason that this didn't happen was because of a bad decision that I made or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we definitely like to see when things we read are proven correct. I think that's why sometimes these horoscopes are really, really vague. Like something's great's going to happen today. Well, yeah, I woke up. Like that's already great. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, Yoda also, by the way, has some of like the coolest and greatest words of wisdom. You gave me a t-shirt once. I almost thought about wearing that. But of course I had to wear the one with all the horoscope signs. The t-shirt that you gave me has like all his little pearls of wisdom. I don't know if you remember that one. But anyway.
I think you gave me that shirt.
No.
Yeah, that it's like a blue t-shirt that has
the little tear off things.
Yeah, you were the one that gave me that shirt.
No, I think you
I think you got it for yourself and then you gave me that one.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. I was going to share one that I absolutely love from Yoda, not on our t-shirt. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Dude, Yoda was basically giving America like a fortune cookie pearl of wisdom there. Isn't it? Totally like still applies today.
And there's also the famous do or do not. There is no try.
Yes, that one is always handy for freaking sure. For those horoscope believers, you're not going to be thrilled about this next part. It's an actual legitimate study I'm going to share with y'all. It's a 2006 study at Lund University, Lund. I know you guys are going to want to look this up because the results are a little crazy. It was created by 3 psychologists. 264 participants took part in it. I guess participants, hence the word. And it was on a social media platform where they were able to take the survey anonymously so they could try to be as honest as possible. They created the questionnaire to identify personality traits of who believes in astrology. And there was actually 4 tools that they used. Belief in astrology. The second one was called the Big 5 personality traits, PIP 30. Narcissism, the SD3 tool, and an intelligence tool, which was just the short IQ test. The results, don't shoot the messenger, peeps. It's empirical data. Those who really tend to believe in the powers of full-on horoscope astrology tend to have a higher than average measurement on the narcissist scale.
Wow.
Yeah. And they also scored much lower on the IQ test. That's so terrible. I know. It's not good for these 264 people.
Not good at all, no.
In fact, I'll read what it exactly said. People who have faith in astrology tend to be more self-focused than average and see themselves as special people with natural leadership skills and who also happen to be less intelligent than the average person. Tell me your thoughts on these results, Jose.
I think I have to be a little careful with what I say, but it's not surprising because I think somebody that actively looks for that, they are somebody that's more self-absorbed. I kind of feel the same way, and please don't get offended, with people that make a big deal about their birthdays. I feel like there are people that are also a little bit more self-absorbed than people that don't really care. The whole thing about the IQ, that part is surprising though.
Yeah, same. I was surprised about the narcissist scale measures, but like you said, if you're waking up every day to say, oh, what's going to happen to me? Oh, how does this affect my horoscope? Or I guess you really are just thinking about yourself all the time. So I can see why if I really think about it, I can see why that might have come out.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say that they're full narcissists, but maybe them thinking about themselves is a big part of their life, maybe.
I do have to disagree with you on the making a celebration of your birthday. I think life is so fucking hard and it's beautiful, but surviving the hard times is also what makes most of it beautiful. That if you made it another year, you have to celebrate. Absolutely. Hey, I got through that shit. Bunch of shit went down this last time I went around the sun. No one's going to have a great year. You can have great days. No one's going to have a perfect year. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. That's a valid argument.
Yeah, that's just the way I see it. Yeah, no, this is opinions. This is what's lovely about it. Everybody has one.
No, but I know some people that they celebrate their birthday the whole fucking month.
And
it's yeah, let's think about something else aside from your birthday,
Right.
If anything, we should be celebrating your mom because your mom brought you into the world,
Right, dude, for reals, especially because some of those labors can last up to 36, 48 hours. That sucks.
I can only imagine, but...
Yeah, the gifts should be going to your mama. True. Yeah, this is real talk right there.
I agree 100%. I think the mom is the one that should be celebrated.
Agreed. Yeah. Any favorite parts of the episode today?
No, it was very interesting. So this is not related to what you said, but it is, and just that has to do with horoscopes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with Chris Angel, if you ever heard of him. He's a magician.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know if you ever saw his show. I don't remember what it's called, but what I really liked about him is that he was very much like, like James Randi or even Houdini, who they were like, all I'm doing is magic. Like there's no special powers or anything.
Oh.
And he would sometimes do little tests, like to kind of, prove some of the things. So what he did is he set up like a little booth and he said, yeah, like the first 500 people, like I'm going to tell you your own personal horoscope. It's going to be something very intimate about you. And I'm only going to be telling you what it is. So yeah, he had like a huge line of people that lined up and everything.
Oh, wow.
So what he didn't let these people know until later when he did like the debriefing is that he just went on Cosmopolitan, chose one horoscope at random and just cut it out. And that was the same horoscope he gave to all 500 people. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is like the most profound thing that anybody's ever told me. I feel like nobody gets me like the way that you got me and you just barely met me. People were crying.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like people like were really believing it. So like after he went through all these 500 people or however many it was, he put them together and he's like, you know what, guys? It was all bullshit. All bullshit. All I did was just pick a random Cosmopolitan horoscope and I literally just memorized it and read it to you. So that's all it was. And a lot of people, they kind of felt a little bit like deceived or let down or anything. But he was trying to prove how powerful it is. More than anything, it's like the power of suggestion. So you're going in there with that bias and, thinking, oh, this is something that's just for me. But it's just something that's written so vaguely that it could literally apply to anybody, even if it's not your sign.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a reason why those horoscopes are written like that. So it's really easily fitting into a mold. Even the fortune cookies are written like that. It's like something exciting's going to happen soon or change is coming in your future. That's called life. Change is always afoot. Like what are you talking about? So yeah. Wow. That sounds really crazy. I had not heard of that.
Yeah. I wish I could remember what the name of the show was, but every once in a while he would show how he did a magic trick.
Oh.
But, he would normally just say, what I'm about to do, it's all a trick. There's nothing supernatural. And you would see him like fucking like levitate over like a hotel in Las Vegas or something. You're like, how the fuck is this guy doing it? So it was really cool just watching it.
I used to watch David Copperfield and he would do tricks like that on the Las Vegas Strip. So it was really interesting. We're like, what? How are you going to make a whole pyramid disappear or whatever you would do,
Yeah, I used to love David Copperfield also. It was awesome.
Yeah, he really was. The other guy that after a while I was like, okay, now he's like jumping the shark was David Blaine. David Blaine. Like now he was just doing weird shit, like just standing on a pole for, 4 weeks. Like, what? I don't think you're just standing still.
I know exactly who you're going to say before you said it because I was thinking the same thing. Like David Blaine was like, I'm going to get buried in ice for 3 months. And then they would just like bury him in the ice or something.
You're like, so you're saying David Blaine invented cryogenics?
Maybe, but I mean, I'm sure there's some type of trick to it. I mean, who could survive something ridiculous like that?
Right. No, obviously this is really, but this is more like testing his limits of what his body does. It's not like a trick. I don't know. I think those mentalist people are way more exciting than that, where they're like, I can tell you exactly what you're thinking. And then all of a sudden they like 52 cards, you shuffle them, you look at them, and then all of a sudden it's in there, like they're pulling it out the crack of your ass. And they're like, well, how did it get there?
Why are you letting magicians pull cards out of your ass?
They're sneaky.
Oh,
I'm just going to say that. Well, I am glad that you found it interesting. But yeah, guys, don't kill the messenger. But now you know what is real and what part is not real.
And knowing is half the battle.
That's right. Knowledge is power, yo.
Oh, I was going to say that's from G.I. Joe. Knowledge is power is not from G.I. Joe.
Oh, no.
That's from like Malcolm X, no?
I mean, I would believe it if you told me that for sure. I don't know. I feel like a lot of wise people said that.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong, but I think that might have been Malcolm X.
Oh, okay. So before we go, we're going to shout out our wonderful Patreons, Sophia, Natasha, Eric, Angie, Eli. I said that more Yoda like. Madtown Charity, Katya, Victor, Christine, and Josh. Thank you guys endlessly for your support. If you want to join the Superfly list, go to patreon.com/technically a conversation. It's only a measly $2 a month.
What? Only $2?
That's right. You can't get your star chart read for that. I'm going to tell you right now.
You can't get anything for $2 anymore. You can't even buy a soda for $2 anymore.
Shit, that got pricey. But you will get episodes not only a week early, but ad-free. Cool-ass stickers, some behind-the-scenes, silly stories that we usually say, well, sometimes share. So congratulations, lovelies. You've done it again, folks. You have learned along with us. Why? Science tells you your real sign is different. Sorry, but like you said, knowledge is power.
Sorry, not sorry, right?
Yeah, exactly. We hope you've been entertained by our chat and invite you to join us again next week. If you are enjoying the show, please leave us a review, tell a friend, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast now.
Yeah.
Follow us on all the socials at greetingstac. Email us at greetingstac@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 915-317-6669. If you have a time your horoscope was spot on to share with us.
Show notes. I don't think I did show notes when you said show notes earlier.
I know. Show notes. We're going to just sing it on the way out. We can cut to like a fade. Show notes.
With your magnificent falsetto.
Yeah, right.